Laurenceville Garage fans, happy Father's Day. It's going to be a bit of a different video today because I thought it would be fun to interview my dad so that y'all can know the man behind the camera a little more. So we're going to talk about all things car related. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, question 1. What are your top 3 favorite vehicles you have owned? When did you own them and why were they your favorite?
First would be my first car. That was a 1969 Mustang Mach 1 with a 428 Cobra Jet. That was a fun car.
What color?
It was dark green. It's called Black Jade. Let's see, car number 2 that ran really well that I liked was a 1981 Camaro Z28. It was a good car. Smacked it a couple of times, got repaired, but it never left me stranded and it always looked good. Third, it was a lot of fun. It was an 89 Mustang LX Coupe with a 5-liter 5-speed.
Cool. Were those all cars that you planned to get, that you like had your eye on and you're like, yay, I finally got it? Or were they kind of random that happened into your garage and you thought, oh no, this is my favorite now, I like it?
The first car back in the day, I was looking through the Auto Trader and I was looking for something cool. I'd been saving up my money from my paper route for a long time and I came across several cars, called about them. I took my dad with me to see this car and I couldn't believe he actually let me buy it because it was loud. It had the shaker hood, had wide Krager SS mags all the way around, jacked up and back, and had that 428, and I couldn't believe he let me buy it. So that was one that I guess I kind of planned a little bit. It was one of my choices. I can't remember what the others were. Another one was a red 68 or 69 Roadrunner. And I liked it, but it had a 383 automatic, and after driving the Mustang, that 383 automatic was no comparison. The other 2 cars were not planned. They're ones I just came across that at the time I was kind of buying something, driving it for a while, and if I found something I'd rather have or something that was newer, or new to me, I would sell one and then upgrade. So the Z28 was an upgrade from what I had been driving, and the Mustang, that was when you were a lot younger, and it was one of many Mustangs of that era, but it's one that I really enjoyed driving.
What started your interest in cars? Was it something that you always enjoyed? What got you from just thinking, oh, they look cool, to learning how to work on them?
Well, I think it started way before that. As a child, probably 3 or 4 years old, I remember being at my grandmother's house, and back in the day, and this is in the early 1960s, there were these little kind of rubbery plastic cars about so big, and they were molded in one color, and then the axles with the black wheels snapped in from the bottom. And when I went to the grandparents' house, they had 4 or 5 of these for me to play with, but none of them had wheels, because they were afraid I would take them off and swallow them or something. So I had these little cars to play with that had no wheels, but I always looked forward to doing that. And then through the years, my oldest brother, he was a car guy, and he had a lot of cool cars. And I think I kind of picked up some of that from him, but I also grew up in a neighborhood with a bunch of guys, and we were all about the same age, and everybody liked cars. So it wasn't something that just hit me one day as I grew older. I've had an interest as far back as I can even remember.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, so when I was growing up, you were all about Mustangs. We had a lot of those, bought and sold them, fixed them up, owned them ourselves. And now you love trucks. When did that switch happen and why?
Around the 2005 to 2008 range. I was getting kind of tired of them. I'd had so many of them, and I was looking for something different, something new. And we had a few of the newer model Mustangs at the time. We had a 96 that we bought new, that purple one. Had that 2001 mineral gray convertible GT. that I remember we were driving up
That's
and down
fun.
Greenville Avenue, and you girls were in the back seat. Yeah, I really liked those. And then I progressed and ended up buying that 2006 convertible. And then we ended up with the 2011 California Special convertible. And I just kind of got tired of those other ones. And looking back, I wish I had held on to them longer or something, because now they're worth a lot more money. Because I could buy them cheap back then. They're worth a lot more money, and they're harder to find. And there's a great aftermarket following, so their parts are everywhere. But I just got tired of them. And the trucks were more affordable, and they have more room to work under the hood. And in a lot of ways, they're just easier. And then they started becoming more popular. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. But as much as I like them, and I want to continue to do some more, I've got 2 more trucks out front I want to work on. After I do those 2, I may still look at something a little different, but continue with the LS swaps. I like doing that.
Fun. What's a project throughout your life that you're proud of? Something that might have been kind of difficult or a big endeavor, and you thought, man, that's so cool that I did that.
Well, there's a lot of projects I thought that about at the time. I'd had I guess a couple come to mind. I had a 68 Mustang that was a little 2-door coupe. It was a Sprint model, and it was a color at the time nobody liked. It was called lime gold. It's a light metallic green, and it was real popular in the day, and then it went to a point where nobody wanted it, and that's kind of when I bought it, because I liked it because it was different. At the car shows, there were no light green cars, and I detailed it and cleaned it up and did a lot of things to it. And my older brother Ed and I, we were at a car show, a good sized car show, and I had the Mustang and he had a Z28, and the Mustang won best overall Ford. So I had a big old trophy and everything. So that was fun.
That's fun.
And then I think that 95 Chevy truck that I LS swapped, that would be one I was really proud of. And in fact, when I sold it, I regretted it after I did that. And I told the guy, okay, if you ever get ready to sell it, let me know. I'd like first crack at it. And now that the values are what they are, I don't think if he wanted to sell it right now, I could afford it. So, but it's pretty cool. It's still out there, and the guy that bought it for his son, and he still has it, and that's been about 6 years ago, and he's still driving it.
Was that your first swap?
It was.
Cool. Do you have a favorite experience related to cars, like going to a certain event? You've been on road trips across the U.S. You've been to car shows. You've had club stuff or other things, like anything memorable?
Oh, let's see. Well, a lot of some of that has kind of been later in the years. It's become more popular. In the 70s and 80s, didn't really have much of that. I always enjoyed going to the car shows. I think going to Keller's Hamburger Drive-In, it's in Dallas. It's one of the old style hamburger shops that you pull up outside and the car hop comes out to you. And I've got a lot of memories of a Friday or Saturday night taking whatever I was driving at the time up there and with friends and just hanging out and having burgers and stuff. And those are fond memories.
That's fun.
And last year, in 25 and 26, I did the Hot Rod Tour of Texas, and that was fun to do. Drove about 1,200 miles each time, I think, and there's a sense of pride when you get back that we actually made it and never broke down or had issues that would sideline us. So it's a sense of pride in that, and just being out there with a lot of people that have the same interest and passion, and to see the variety.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
That's fun. Okay, how long have you had your YouTube channel, and what got you started with that?
I know the first video I did was replacing the mirror on the side of your Chevy
My little
Sonic. So I'm guessing that was probably 6 years ago, at least,
like
or
that.
longer. The reason I wanted to do that was because I thought knowledge is power. And when you don't know how to do something, I tell you, before YouTube, man, looking back at the way we used to work on cars, we had a Chilton's manual, Had to go to the library. You had to read in magazines. There weren't that many how-to books, and you learned a whole lot by trial and error, and a lot of trial and error, a lot of error. You learn something even good or bad. And now with the advent of the internet and then YouTube, it's like there is so much information just at the fingertip. I mean, just a few keystrokes away, and it makes it so much easier for everybody to get information, and to help maintain your momentum. If you're on a project and it kind of stalls out, you start losing interest, it's easy to find some good channels, some people you like to watch, and it helps to get that momentum and that motivation back up, that if they can do it, you can do it, and maybe they explain something you didn't know about. So putting that information out there for people coming along that have never done it before, or having trouble, and helping them do it, that was why I wanted to start the channel.
Fun.
And
you have a lot of videos, over 100 now, did you say?
I think it's 110, 112, something like that.
Do you have a favorite that sticks out to you?
No. And the reason I don't
Probably
is
don't
because
remember.
I'll look back on an older video and go, oh man, I cringe. It's like, really? Every other word is and now, well now, and it just, looking back, it's like, well, it was a definite learning curve. And I'm still trying to watch that now. But it's, watching myself on video, I don't really care for, because I mean, I made it, I edited it, I spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
I put it out there to make sure it was, intact and everything. And after that, no, I don't watch them. So.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, you have a motto for Laurenceville Garage: driven to build, built to be driven, right?
Correct.
How did you come up with that, and what does that mean to you?
It's having the motivation to get out there and make and do something, but made in a way that it is meant to be used, not just, you can spend a whole lot of money. It depends on what your priority is. If you want to build a car that's just high dollar, that is, you've seen some at the Autoramas and classic car shows where those cars, there's no telling how much money is in them, 100,000, 200,000 in them. They're works of art, and they're beautiful, but you can't drive them. You don't want to drive that on the road. It
too
gets
scared
dirty,
to.
it's damaged. You get a paint chip. I mean, the beautiful paint jobs, they get paint chips. I want one that is what I would call driver quality, that it looks good. Maybe it's a nice 10-footer. It's got some imperfections, like the 91 I've got. I think it's a good 10-footer. It's got some imperfections, but everything works. It runs well. I enjoy driving it. It's fun to drive, and I've done it on a budget. A lot of people don't have really deep pockets. I mean, if they're, have a mortgage, they have children, or they're young and are just out of school, or they're in school, they don't have a ton of money to blow on the car, but they want something cool that's an extension of their own personality. So I try to do most things, in a way that shows how to do a repair or fix something up in a way that has a fairly tight budget to it, so it's doable by a lot of people.
That's great. I think that is really useful for other people who find that. Do you have any project plans for 2026? You mentioned your 2 cars outside.
I do. Well, the last thing is to finally finish the shifter in that 91, and I hope to do that in the next week or so. I've got 2 other project trucks out front, a 93 Silverado and a 96 Cheyenne 3/4 ton. You can't see it, but there's 2 engines right there, ready to go. It's just winding up a few things around here and getting the time to get them in and get started. But both of them are trucks that have been sitting for a long period of time, and I think they will both fit very well into the budget build, because I bought them cheap. You got to look for them, and you got to drive a little bit, but Oklahoma's the way to go to find some cheap trucks. And my whole goal behind the 2 of them is to fix them up in such a way that they're unique, they're different, they look cool, they're fun to drive, everything works, and they're not expensive.
That'll be fun.
So it'll be a project to try to adhere to those goals.
What's a difficult project you've had, or anything that you had the idea to do and you realized, oh, I think I'm in over my head. I feel like you couldn't figure it out.
A lot. I mean, well, there's a lot of things that you do that you maybe haven't done before, but you've seen people do it, whether it's on a video or in a magazine, and you get to looking at it and you think, well, I could do that. You know, it's basically a removal, or it's, you learn the whole time. I mean, you figure out how to diagnose problems and how to hit things off before they turn into a problem, and how to replace things and how to switch things around. And with the internet now, it's great because you can find out if you're wanting to buy a certain engine and you want a certain transmission, will they work together before you spend the money? And you can find a lot of people out there maybe that have done this, or find someone who has personal knowledge of it and get advice from them. You can get all the advice in the world from articles you've read and things you've seen, but until you do it, it's a totally different project. So there's a lot of projects I've done that were, looking back, I think most of them you might call hard, because there's a lot of things you've done that should be a 15-minute project, and it turns into an all-day.
Everything's always longer than you
Everything
think.
is.
Car related, house related.
Yeah, it's you think this won't you think this swap can be done in a weekend, and 6 months later you're working on it, or something. You never say, honey, I'm going to knock this out real quick and I'll be in for dinner. It won't happen. It doesn't happen. It's there's so many things that you just cannot plan for, and you just have to go with the flow. And to know that whatever you're doing, if you get frustrated with it, to just step away from it, walk away from it, close the garage door, give it a day or two, and one morning you may wake up and just, hey, I have an idea. I hadn't thought of this the other day. Let me try that. Or you've talked to somebody, and you can get back out there and hit it with a fresh set of eyes and come at it from a new perspective that you were kind of locked in before to doing it a certain way. And after you've had a chance to relax a little bit, maybe you realize there's another way to do it. So I've learned an awful lot just through trial and error and playing with stuff. And, you know, I no longer throw wrenches or tools. It's if I run into a problem with something, and I just set things down, turn off the lights, and walk out.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it later.
That's
And in just about every case, when you come back, you can approach it from a new angle or a new perspective and fix whatever it is. There's hardly anything that you can do that you screw up so bad it can't be undone.
Yeah.
If you're rebuilding an engine, for example, and if you've done everything you think you've done right and it doesn't work out, well, then you can always take it to a machine shop, or you can get a different engine, or you can do something. It's not the end of the world. So that would be my advice, is just stay after it, don't give up, and when you need to step away, do that. Be careful about putting time constraints. I've seen guys with, a month or two before a cruise, they've got a car that's basically half apart, and they're saying, okay, I got 26 days to get this done. And it's like, that's a lot of pressure, and it can be very frustrating. So try to avoid those kind of situations.
Yeah, that's good. Do you have a dream car or a project that you want to do or hope to get in the future?
I like a lot of different things, and that's part of my problem growing up, was I liked a lot of things. A lot of guys are just Chevy guys or Mopar guys, and I liked everything. So picking out one thing would be difficult. Whatever it would be something that I would want to be able to drive. So if somebody gave me a Shelby Mustang right now, I'd love to have one, but I would not want it in pristine, perfect condition. My idea would be that it's already been on the road a while, because I want to get in it, I want to drive it and enjoy it. And mainly because back in the day, my brother had some of those cars. I had the Mustangs, he had the Shelbys. I had some Chevys, he had the Corvettes and Z28s, and we drove them. Then my brother got to where he bought them and thought they were too nice to drive, and looked at them, and I can't do that. I want to be able to get out and enjoy it. It's the thrill, the sound, the feel, it just brings back a lot of memories.
Cool. Okay, do you have any advice for people who are maybe starting out and they think, oh, this looks kind of complicated. How do I even learn? I mean, car stuff is a totally other language. I don't know half the things that you say when you're talking about car things. It's really a lot to learn, and you've gained so much knowledge over time with just everything related to that. If someone, maybe they're younger and they're interested, but they don't know what's the best way to learn about this, what would you suggest?
I would say, first of all, when you're driving around, when you see things, maybe go to car shows and go to a variety of car shows to see what's there, whether they're imports or old muscle cars or trucks or late model cars like the Challengers and Mustangs and stuff. What is it you like? What evokes some emotion that gives you a passion? And it may be as simple as you like the look of something, or it may be you are interested more in the mechanical side or the paint and body. I mean, there are guys that live and breathe paint and body or mechanical. But find out what part of the hobby really fascinates you, that you have the most desire. And then ask questions. Check out the internet, tons of information there. Find people at shows that you can talk to. And guys love to talk about their cars. And girls too, if there's any out there, but mostly it's guys. But if you ask somebody, if you're actually interested in their car, you can start asking them, hey, how did you do this? How did you do that? Why did you do it? They will talk to you. They are proud of their machine, and they will be glad to share their knowledge. And it's just a matter of finding maybe a car club that you can join that is active, that has a lot of members, and you just want to, I would call it a target-rich environment. So if you like a certain thing, find others who have that same kind of passion, and it'll help feed it. And then as you go along, I mean, your interests may change over time a bit, but you'll find out if you have a passion and kind of what it is and what direction it takes you, and then just keep after it. There are going to be times when maybe you are low on money or you're low on time. There's a lot of things. I mean, it's taken me a lot of years to be kind of where I'm at right now, but I've managed, even when I managed to get the parents to get their cars out of the garage so I could put my car in the garage for a project that I swore was only going to take 3 or 4 days, and it took several months. They were very supportive. They never told me no. Dad was always willing to help me out if I needed it. So yeah, just find people who have similar passion as yours. Go to shows. Information's all over the internet, and start learning how. You can get an old part from somebody. If you look on a marketplace, find something cheap, really cheap, even if it's an engine or whatever it is. Buy it and take it apart. Find out more information about it. See how it comes apart. Maybe if you have a friend or you find somebody who has an engine that's broken and you can get it for free, take it apart and look at it and just kind of start learning what the parts are and what they're called and kind of how they fit together and what they do. And you can't hurt anything. And you're investing in yourself. So whether you're buying a part or a car to just start practicing on, or you are buying tools, always buy good tools. Education, remember taking a short, I wanted to learn how to MIG weld. So I needed to learn how to make some stuff. And so I bought a welder on sale from Jigs, and then I found on the internet a guy who was this educational series on welding, and it was less than $50 for like 9 hours of welding. And that's where I learned how to weld. And then you have to practice what you've learned. And we had a project at the church I was going to at the time.
Oh yeah, you made like steps or a stage or something?
I built the stage. So they needed somebody to build the stage, and they were going to buy all the materials, and they needed somebody to weld it. It was all going to be covered up. So I thought, heck, why not? So they bought tons and tons of angle iron and everything, and basically told me the size they wanted it and turned me loose. And
That's nice.
They bought me a chop saw to work with, and I had my welder, and I worked on that thing a lot and learned how to get
Probably got really good at
how to
it.
weld better. Yeah. Still not a professional by any means,
Yeah.
but I can. My welds are decent. They're okay most of the time. Grinder
good
fixes everything, really. But yeah, just opportunities to practice. That's how you're going to learn. The books and magazines alone, and the internet alone, are not going to provide everything you need to learn how to do something. You've got to use hands-on.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. Where do you get your vehicles from? And do you have tips for buying cars for anyone who wants to buy?
It changes from time to time. Back in the day, it was Auto Trader or the newspaper. Now, nearly everything in Auto Trader, I think they still have them around, but nearly everything is from a dealer. Back in the day, it was primarily individuals selling, and there would be one-page ads for dealers. It's the opposite now. It's mostly dealers and a few individuals. Marketplace, it used to be Craigslist. Now it's Marketplace. You can find deals. The market moves much faster now than it used to. So if you're looking on Marketplace and you see something that you think is a good deal, whether it's a part or a whole vehicle, you need to be ready to react and respond to it right then. Not, don't call and say, okay, well, it's Sunday afternoon. If it's available there Thursday, I'll be by. Don't waste your time or their time. If you see it and you're available and it's what you want, go after it. Save up some money so you have money. Cash is king. And don't be afraid to drive. If you need to, you can always rent a trailer if you're buying a vehicle. You can always find a trailer to rent. Somebody you know is bound to have a truck with a hitch on it. So those are details that can be worked out. I bought stuff where I worked it out with a guy to deliver it to me. These last two trucks, I found them in Oklahoma, and they'd been sitting in their literal barn finds or pasture finds. They've been sitting 15 years. And they were cheap. And I got up there. No one else was willing to make the drive. I made the drive. The price was good. If it's good enough that you're willing to respond in the first place, take that amount of money with you. Don't expect if they're asking $2,000 to only take $1,000 and that they take it. If you're willing to make the drive for $2,000, wait till you get there, and that person is much easier to negotiate with in person than through the messenger.
Then they know you're serious.
Yeah,
too.
they know you're serious. If you're through messenger, people will lowball you and do all that. They're not really serious. If they're serious, they're willing to make the drive. And if they're willing to make the drive, I'm willing to work with that person price-wise. Or if the price is good enough, you just say, here, hey, he's a good seller. He's kind. He's helpful. He's, working with you. Work out a good price. The worst they can do is say no, but at least anticipate the selling price as to what you have to pay if you're willing to buy it.
Do you still go to auctions?
I used a company called Lone Star Auctioneers, and they handle the city auctions for the city of Dallas, city of Fort Worth, and a lot of other municipalities. And I used to go to their auctions, and they were live on the lot, and those were a lot of fun. After COVID, that stopped. They're all online, which I don't really like, but they're online. But you can still find some deals. And again, if you're in the North Texas area, Lone Star Auctioneers, it's a good site, and there's decent deals to be had. Depends on what you're looking for. But I have bought, the engine and transmission sitting right there came out of a vehicle I bought through the auction there. And you can get some good deals. It was a running, driving aluminum LS V8 powered truck for $800, ran and drove. So pull the engine, transmission, computer, wiring, all the things you need, part out the rest, crush it, and you should have an engine and transmission that's basically free.
Nice. Cool. Okay. I think that's about all I had. Do you have any other information or fun things you want to let the people know?
Well, first of all, if you're watching this video, thank you. If you've made it this far especially. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I appreciate your watching. Let me know what you like to see, what you would want. And those are the things that I will gear my efforts towards. I've had a few people lately respond and say, hey, could you do a video about such and such? And It's like if I'll work it in. I don't know how soon I can do it, but I'll work it in and I'll get those done. But if you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, put them in the comments below. I respond to everybody. And my idea is to promote the hobby, help everybody out. And if you've got questions, I'll be glad to answer them. But welcome to the hobby and hope you get into it.
Yes, and happy Father's Day to any dads out there. I just want to say I'm thankful for you so much.
Thank you.
And it's been such a blessing to be able to, I mean, not only, for you to be my dad, but for you to know about cars and to use that to help our family literally my whole life is really a gift. And I think the other people out there, if y'all are able to take care of your own cars and your family's cars, that is a gift and something that's useful and helpful and really great. And I think this YouTube channel is fun too. You've always been someone who's been creative and had some kind of side thing going. He worked full-time in a medical setting for years and years and years and always was doing something else. First it was die-cast model cars that you were selling on eBay with your 1.5 megapixel camera. We had cars that were stacked up to the ceiling of our living room because you were selling those. And then you did vending machines at one point and Talavera tile creations. You're always creative. And now you've got this YouTube endeavor and it's been fun to see it grow over time and how you can help other people. So way to go. Proud of you. So happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Love you.
And he'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.